Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to another instant reaction, Dolphins instant reaction. We did these all throughout the Dolphins season last year, and we're going to be doing them every single week this year. So, Dolphins win 36-34 against the Los Angeles Chargers. We'll break down the box score, tell you everything you need to know. This was a battle between Tua and Herbert. They were both drafted the exact same year in the draft. So, man, we got a lot to talk about here, but what a game. I mean, this was one of the best games ever, and it was very stressful, had to rely on the defense to get a stop. They did get it done at the end, but, man, the defense was not very good. But we got a lot to talk about. Let's break down the box score here for you guys, the scoring summary. So, Austin Eckler with a 1-yard touchdown made it 7-0. But before that even happened, there was a fumble by Tua at about I think they were first and goal at the 2. Could not cash that in. That's unfortunate. They couldn't take care of that and couldn't get points out of that. But at the end of the day, they did win the game, so it wasn't a big deal. But you would have liked to maybe get that. But, fumbles happen, man. And then Raheem Mostert answered back with a 2-yard rush touchdown to tie it at 7. Jason Sanders added on a field goal to make it 10-7. Herbert passed it to Donald Parham for a touchdown. And then Tua with a pass touchdown to River Craycraft for 1-yard touchdown. Cameron Dicker kicked a 50-yard field goal. Very little time left in the half. And actually the Dolphins were able to tack on a field goal at the end of the half with a crazy drive at the end. So that field goal ended up helping them a lot in the end. And then they led 20-17 going into the third quarter. Into the second half here, but the Chargers did get the ball and they would score with a Herbert rush touchdown for 1 yard, and then Tua finds Tyreek, who absolutely cooks the defender, for a 35-yard touchdown. We'll get to Tua and Tyreek, but the connection today between Tua and Tyreek was elite. We'll get to all that, but it was just unreal. So Tua to Tyreek for 35. Beautiful throw and beautiful catch by Tyreek. Great route. So they lead by 3, but then it's Joshua Kelly, who was also really good, along with Austin Eckler. The run game for the Chargers was really good. Run defense for the Dolphins was not great, but Chargers take the lead. Jason Sanders kicks the field goal, but Dolphins are still down by 1, and the Chargers tack on a field goal to give them the 4-point lead. So, this is where you're getting really nervous. Tua's got to leave a big drive. He was unreal all game long. You just needed one more great drive out of him. He was so good this game. And you got it. A touchdown pass to Tyreek Hill, a 4-yard touchdown pass. And it didn't run out too much clock. They still had a minute 48. And on the last drive here, let's go to it in the fourth here. Where was it? It would have been right here. So it was a 10-yard gain. They got the first down. And I'm starting to get a little nervous, but an intentional grounding penalty sent the Chargers back to a 2nd and 21. Zach Sealer came up with a big sack to make it 3rd and 30. The defense had 2 sacks on the last drive, and then it was a pretty long, 17-yard gain. 4th and 13, you just needed one more player out of your defense for the win, and Herbert was sacked by Jalen Phillips and Justin Bethel for a 9-yard loss here, and man, that is how it ended. What a game. Do the stats here. Tua 28 for 45, a 62.2% completion rate percentage, 466 yards for Tua, 3 touchdowns and 1 interception, as well as a fumble lost. He didn't get sacked at all, so he was well protected. The O-line did a good job today. A QB rating of 110. But 466 yards and 3 touchdowns. He did have the pick and a fumble, but the guy played unreal today. People doubting him going into the season. I understand the injuries were a factor, but you cannot lie when he wasn't hurt last year, and he did get hurt, but when he wasn't injured last year, he was a very good quarterback. And 466 yards, 3 touchdowns showed today. And I just hope he can be really consistent. We play New England next week, and the Eagles just beat the Patriots, but the Patriots looked very good. They put up a good fight against the Eagles, so that'll be a good game on, I believe it's Sunday Night Football. As for the run game, it was a weird day for the running. Mostert looked okay. He had a touchdown, 10 rushes, 37 yards, nothing crazy. But they kind of abandoned the run for a while. It was a lot of passing today, and I'm totally fine with it because it worked. It kept working, so they just kept going to the run. Um, they didn't really have a huge day as far as running goes, but again, like I said, the pass was working, and they just stuck with the pass. So, onto the receiving side of it, Tyreek Hill, 15 targets, 11 receptions, 215 yards, 2 touchdowns, an average of 19.5 per catch, a 47-yard catch as well. Waddle with 4 catches on 5 targets for 78 yards, as well as a 19.5 average. Durham Smythe had a good game. First game without Mike Gesicki for the Dolphins, and Durham Smythe played pretty well. He had 3 catches today for 44 yards. Braxton Berrios in his first game as a Dolphin with 3 yards, 42 yards. River Craycraft was good today with 3 yards, 43 receptions, 40 yards, and a touchdown. Alec Ingold, the fullback, who just got a new deal in the offseason with 2 catches for 34 yards, and Raheem Mostert with 2 receptions for 13 yards as well. Jason Sanders was very good today. 3 field goals, 3 for 3, a long field goal of 45. But the only thing was he did miss one of his 4 extra points at the end of the game, which is, not great. It got me really nervous, but at the end of the day, it didn't matter, and I think Sanders is going to have a really good year. And then as for the defense here, let's talk about the defense. You don't have you don't have Jalen Ramsey right now. He is injured for a little bit, but the defense was still expected to do pretty well. Now I do want to say this is a very good offense in the Los Angeles Chargers. Justin Herbert is a very good QB. Austin Eckler, they have a good run game and good receivers in Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, and also Quentin Johnson, who they just drafted. So in his first game, he had 2 catches as well. So, but yeah, this is a very, very, very good offense in the Los Angeles Chargers. So you have to keep that in mind. But the Dolphins' defense wasn't very good today. Total yards, the Dolphins had 103 more total yards, so 433 yards. The run defense was not good, though. They gave up 234 rushing yards, 199 passing yards. And the thing is, they just could not get a stop. This is Vic Fangio's first game as defensive coordinator for the Dolphins. And he was expected to take over and do pretty well. But I think it's definitely the first game, so you can't immediately call the Dolphins' defense bad. But you can just go out and say it. Being honest, they were not good this game, but they did come up with a stop when needed. Most passing yards, 466 for the Dolphins and 199 for the Chargers. So they definitely outdueled them in that department. But the rushing yards, 70 for the Dolphins and 234 for the Chargers. But like I said with the Dolphins, they just kind of abandoned the run a bit. But the pass was working so well. I'm sure they'll run it a little more in week 2 against New England. But man, what a game, man. What a game. 3 sacks for the Dolphins, 2 of them coming on the last drive, and the penalties were pretty much even there too, 6 for each team. It was such an evenly matched game, down to the wire. It feels good to win the first game in such a close game. Tua played amazing. Tyreek played amazing. Great team effort from the Dolphins. Even though the defense did struggle, the offense was incredible today, and it feels really good to pick up a road win. As far as the division, New England's going to lose and fall to 0-1, and Miami's going to pick up the win. The Jets and Bills haven't played yet, so as of now, the Dolphins will be in first in the division, but it won't last because the Jets or the Bills, one of them is going to win tomorrow. So we'll see how that unfolds and works out. But man, Dolphins improved to 1-0 with a 36-34 win. Again, New England Sunday 8:20 next week. Sunday night football in New England, and then the home opener against the Broncos at 1 in week 3. But the story of the game was Tua with 466 yards and 215 yards for Tyreek with 2 touchdowns. Tua had the 3 touchdowns. I had my Tua jersey on today, so I think it was good luck. But that is going to do it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, That's great. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Go Dolphins. Bye.